In central Iran, in the Zagros Mountains, lives one of the last great nomadic tribes on the planet. Although Iran's conflict with Israel and America has repeatedly flared up, the behavior of its lesser-known rural citizens is very fascinating and surprising. Iran, like all Africans, especially those living in rural areas, has various tribes. These tribes are the rural voices and historical origins. These Iranians have lived and continue to live in similar tribal patterns for thousands of years. We find their rural customs, language, culture, and the astonishing rural landscape where they live. Stay with us. Mainly in Iran's rural areas, there are tribes called Bakhshari, Kashkai, Shasavin, and Kurds. If there is one thing that unites these four tribes, it is their direct connection with seasonal migration, searching for grazing land for their livestock, including sheep and other domestic animals, moving from place to place. These four rural tribes of Iran have no significant influence on the country's politics or economy. Their livelihood, health, and livestock are their main concerns. They live by moving from mountain to mountain and valley to valley, setting up tents, not as a problem, but as a habit. They are accustomed to living in harmony with the desert's heat and wind, and their homes and resting places do not suffer from bedbugs. All these Iranian tribes are impressive in their resilience. They do not know settled home life. They always carry only the tents they have made by hand, which serve as their homes as they move from place to place. These tents are known as Sia Chatter Black Tent. They protect against the desert's harsh daytime heat, occasional cold, and the night's biting wind. These tribes have existed in Iran for many hundreds of years, from mountains and deserts to scattered villages. Iran's diverse landscape has shaped a culture of pastoral nomadism in rural areas. These Iranian tribes mainly engage in dairy production, meat and bread, and in their surroundings. They use traditional drinks made from the rich products they prepare themselves. So, when it rains, living inside these tents can be difficult. They cannot sleep. They fiercely fight to keep wolves from entering their tents. They struggle to protect their belongings and prevent their animals from being stolen. Within these Iranian rural tribes, the roles of men and women differ. Women mainly handle food preparation, washing clothes, and traveling many kilometers to fetch water. Like in other parts of the world, sheep and goat herding is done at specific times, but the young animals do not stay with their mothers. This is because the sheep and goats are sheared. So, milking and preparing yogurt is the women's work. Making clothes and going far to collect firewood for cooking is mostly the women's responsibility. Water scarcity is the most difficult and exhausting part of their work. Men control the animals and camels and perform other tasks involving animals. Both men and women participate in small-scale agricultural work when the time comes. Men and women also carry their donkeys and horses loaded to market, traveling very long distances. When they return, they bring back everything they need. In Iran, winter and summer do not come at the same time everywhere. This means that when winter is delayed in one place, it may arrive in another. When the final snow of summer comes to these Iranian tribes, some move to vineyards, others to areas where winter has arrived or is approaching, carrying their sheep, goats, donkeys, and horses, migrating with their herds. During these seasonal migrations, women bear much of the responsibility for carrying loads. When there are children, mothers carry their belongings and their young children on their backs. Remarkably, these Iranian nomadic tribes, although the four Iranian tribes have their own distinct identities that differentiate one tribe from another. They are of the same kind in their nomadic lifestyle and interrelations. Whether on arid land or near water sources, they are not easily distinguishable in conflict. The relationship among the four tribes is based on peaceful coexistence. The central government of Iran does not legally recognize the role of these tribes in governance. The tribes have basic development needs, such as lighting, roads, and water. These fundamental developments also tend to erode their culture, restrict their movement from place to place as they wish, and enforce a settled lifestyle. Indeed, despite the Iranian government's recent calls to stay in your area, remain where you are, and everything will be provided for you. They acknowledge that their nomadic lifestyle has lasted for over 1,000 years. These Iranian tribes are highly visited by tourists. Iranian tourism organizations bring many tourists to these tribes, showcasing their day and night experiences. Tourists enjoy adventurous mountain treks, happily exploring the terrain. Especially, the tribes carry their belongings, children, and animals, crossing rugged mountain paths, demonstrating their physical endurance. Contemporary challenges and lifestyle for centuries. Iranian tribes have followed similar seasonal migration patterns. During the dry season, most tribes move to the cold, arid grazing lands known as Zagros for their sheep and goats. At the end of summer and the beginning of winter, all tribes return to the area called Khuzestan. This migration is primarily to provide food for their animals. In Iran, there are over 1 million urbanized tribes living with modernity. These tribes are distinct and not assimilated into other Iranian communities. Although these tribes may appear as backward in the central country, they have lived in the city for many years, adapting to modern life without losing their identity. However, due to various reasons and pressures, the youth of these tribes are increasingly influenced by modernity. The main cause is the growing urban sprawl in Iran, which destroys the grazing lands and rapidly converts rural areas into urban spaces. Currently, most tribe elders remain firm in their traditional ways, resisting modernity and continuing to live in their tents. But they express concern that their generation might be the last rural inhabitants. Women's rights and inheritance. Women in these tribes do not inherit any property from their families. Inheritance is only passed to their brothers. The only rights granted to women are personal care, washing, and riding a horse for travel. In these Iranian tribes, a woman asking, "Do I have inheritance?" is considered a disease and a sign of disrespect. Leadership system. All Iranian tribes have their own leaders who are elected. Among the leaders, the tribe chief is called Khan. The main role of the Khan is to ensure the safety and peaceful life of the tribe members. When problems arise among tribe members or with outsiders, the tribe council committees discuss the issue, and decisions are made based on the leader's guidance. Most problems are resolved through dialogue. This administrative system is followed by many of Iran's rural tribes. Bakhshari and Kashkai tribe. Among the rural inhabitants of Iran, the Bakhshari tribe is one of the most prominent. Tribe members are called Kok, and they are known for their biannual migrations from their residence areas. The Bakhshari tribe's migrations cover hundreds of kilometers. This is because the Bakhshari move their livestock from the Zagros Mountains to the lowland plains, a journey that is long, exhausting, and requires great strength. However, the Bakhshari have a close relationship with nature and perform this migration without any harm. Another rural tribe in Iran is the Kashkai tribe. Its members are known for their mobility. Unlike the Bakhshari, the Kashkai are also skilled in carpet weaving and are recognized by their dyed tents and clothing. Nomadic tribesis is known. The activities of Marfe are naturally centered around the nomadic tribe members. Another distinguishing factor of these tribes is their hospitality and the respect they have for human beings. Among these tribes, those who have respect and love for people are honored. Nomads who do not get much comfort in winter descend from the known Zagros Mountains to the lower, more fertile plains when winter comes. Shah-Savan tribe members found in the northwest of Iran are the other nomadic tribes of Iran's steppes. Like all nomads, they are skilled in herding. They are capable of making their traditional clothes and tents by hand. Another distinguishing feature of the Shah-Savan tribe members is their love for music and dance. Their culture is rich in oral traditions, music, and festivities, which are important for their social life and community cohesion. Often, they can be seen blocking roads in the Alborz Mountains while traveling in search of pasture for their animals. Kurdish tribes. Other well-known tribes for their bravery are the Kurdish tribes in the mountainous regions of Iran. The Kurdish tribes of Iran live mainly in the western provinces, especially in Kurdistan and Kermanshah. Known for their strong warrior culture and distinct language, the Kurdish tribes have a rich heritage of music, dance, and cultural traditions. Kurds love highlands and often migrate from one mountain or highland to another. Social life and marriage: a girl is forced to marry between the ages of 15 and 17. Her choice in marriage is very limited. Because of this, many marriages within these tribes occur at a young age. Traditional heritage and challenges. Traditional heritage of Iran's tribes is indeed a national treasure, but it does not receive much attention. Traditional music, festivities, and oral stories that are vital parts of their social life are rarely seen or heard in central Iran. The rituals and gatherings held by these tribes are ways to maintain unity and pass on their unbroken culture to children and youth. However, currently, the lifestyle of these Iranian steppe tribes is under threat. The reasons include modernization, new government land use policies, and political pressures. These issues restrict the tribes from moving freely and force them to live permanently in one area, which erodes their traditional nomadic lifestyle developed over thousands of years. Zagros mountains and tourism impact movement of these tribes is called the Zagros nomadic migration. For centuries, in the villages and valleys of western Iran, there have been long, winding paths created by the tribe's migration routes. These paths were used for thousands of years for repeated seasonal migrations on foot by people and animals. Today, modernization threatens the culture and lifestyle of the tribes. The roads built for tourists change the landscape and disturb the tribes, but they have no say in the matter. Education and modernization challenge essence. These tribes do not have permanent residences. Opening schools is difficult. As a result, they cannot or do not want to build houses that protect their children from the harsh cold and hot sun. There is no electricity in their areas, so they cannot even use mobile phones. Because of this, they are watched and monitored when they go to fetch water or exchange information, and sometimes messages are sent. This lifestyle forces the youth of the tribes to leave their families and move to the city. Without any education, their urban life becomes difficult. Some sell their sheep and goats to get money and try to live in the city. Most of the people at the poverty level live in tents that do not protect them from cold or sun, moving with their camels, cattle, and sheep. At the present time, the members of these clans living in the countryside are gradually increasing in number due to the attraction of the city. Among these clans, the males love their rural life and the life that they cultivate twice or more a year. The females, however, marry off and leave. For this reason, the women are the pioneers in abandoning this nomadic lifestyle. Currently, most of the women of the clans do not want their daughters to follow the path they took. Most mothers, having paid a price, have developed the habit of sending their daughters to the city for education before they enter the countryside. Indeed, over the past 15 years, the drought that has persisted in the Iranian rural area has forced these clans to abandon their rural life and spread to the outskirts of the city by drying up many water sources. Especially the Bactrian clans have greatly increased the city's attraction. They have started living quickly by building houses, taking care of their wives in a modern way, and sending their children to school. However, the elders of the clans, without considering this, speak with a heavy heart as if their choice is to die.